we obviously workout phase, and then we're in the acute recovery, yes? And that lasts for about 3 hours, which typically includes breakfast and snack one. You got it.
So I'm allowed 2 flat whites for my morning snack?
No, not quite, Jolene. I'm not quite. So remember the 2 flat whites. That's the extra caffeine bit. So the one, yes. The extra, can you have a little bit of extra carbohydrate? Yes. Not quite the flat white. So we want to just keep that alcohol, caffeine in check.
You choosing one of these?
Yes, one of these. Correct. No, just one, Gina. That's right. You know, just the one. Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I see what you mean.
You're either going for a little bit of cereal, or you're going for like a poached egg with some toast. But you're not. No, you're not doing both. Not unless you've been for a 5-hour bike ride in the morning. Yeah.
As well as the green tea.
Yes, have you green tea?
I noticed on your thing you put 90 minutes. Why do you wait so long to have your green tea?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's
yeah.
right. You might be wondering. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's a good point. So what happens is, I have breakfast, take the kids to school. That's on Monday through Wednesday, and I don't have a green tea immediately with breakfast. I come back, scooter, and by the time I have breakfast and get to work, as soon as I get to work, it's that morning ritual. The first thing I do.
Have you 2 flat whites?
Right. No. Green tea, and I make myself a cup of tea. That's why it's 90 minutes. So it's from 7:30 when I have breakfast to 9 o'clock when I'm actually at work.
How many green teas should you have during the day?
I would have sometimes 4 to 5 green teas
during the day.
Yeah. No. So and sometimes I actually I'll just reuse the tea bag too.
That's what I've been doing.
So I'll have my green tea first up, and I'll just go back and fill up, the cup, and just do it that way, and then I'll use another one. And so, yeah, and I have coffee in the afternoon. And my workmates know, that today it was like, Russell was like, Nick, you're a little bit late today. It was about 3:20. I'm usually fairly regimented. So, timing, so they clock me in. So, speaking of timing, let's get you guys back home. It's getting late. So basically, so here's breakfast and snack one and acute recovery can be higher in carbohydrate. But I want to add an important caveat, and as well as here for dinner as well, dinner and evening snack. The caveat's this: if you are looking to really be a bit more aggressive with your body fat reduction and weight control, you can just moderate those carbohydrates a little after exercise as well, or I guess here's another way of saying it: be careful about being too liberal and like, wow, that's great, I've had this workout, I'll just, pile on the rolled oats because Nick said, it's all about having all these carbs. So just be mindful, guys, that it's not unlimited. It's just saying, yeah, you can have a little more. What's a little more? What depends on how hard you've worked out. Now that's something I'm unable to give you guidance on unless I'm working with you individually, looking at your scenario. Okay, but ideally you'll get a feel for that. You'll know if you've had a grit class, Marissa, that you know what, damn it, I've had half an hour hard out, I can have a little more carbohydrate and enjoy that, and plan it and feel good about it, because it is actually helping you with your recovery. So here with dinner you can have some pasta and noodles, or some potatoes, some extra potatoes. You would have seen on my diary that I have potatoes. There is a reasonable amount there. I am by the way, guys, just so you know, I am a higher carbohydrate consumer, and I'm very carbohydrate tolerant, unfortunate. So you may be thinking, gee, there's extra carbohydrate, and that just reflects that I can tolerate that well and still keep I guess a reasonably lean physique. And fortunately, for myself, I'm fortunate to have that. Others are not. Others are more carbohydrate intolerant, which means you just have to be a bit more careful about the quantities. Yeah. So that's just the inherent differences in what's called our physiology as well. So we just have to be moderating that. So you can have like your roast veggies. And if you've had a workout before dinner, then that's great. Add some roast pumpkin if you want, and things like corn and other starchy vegetables, kumara, and then you can have this fruit salad and low fat yogurt. Now they say that is good any time. If you're really needing some extra carbohydrates, sometimes I'll do this. I'll just add a little bit of cereal at night because I've had a workout later in the day and need to recover. So again, Ashley, it wouldn't be out of the question for you that if you just felt like you needed some more carbs with the yogurt, berries,
Come and live at our house. The kids have cereal 3 times a day. Breakfast,
yeah.
afternoon tea when they get home from school.
Kids, and they're a different story again because they are active and they do need carbohydrates. So we keep that.
Costs me a fortune.
Yeah.
Cereal.
Just be aware of the sugar content though.
Yeah.
So it's good cereal. What cereal are they using?
I usually have what is it? The Hubbards or
Yep.
But I always add rice bubbles or cornflakes with it.
Okay.
Just to try and make it go a bit
Yeah.
further.
So if I can just recommend something there, I would change up your rice bubbles and cornflakes for oats.
Right.
Yeah. Rice bubbles and cornflakes are really highly processed.
Mm-hmm.
The sugar admittedly isn't high, but their fibre content is really low.
Yeah.
They try and they market it to you as being healthy because some of them are like fortified like cornflakes, but ultimately they still are really highly processed.
Yeah.
So I would go with the muesli sounds good. I just add a little bit more, say rolled oats or even a wheat bix.
Break up the wheat bix. Yeah.
Correct, that would be a better option. Or what we do with the boys is have like a sultana brand.
Yeah, that, yeah.
With a bit extra fibre for
Yeah,
them.
All brand's good.
Yeah, all brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. We try and make
So,
our own, but it doesn't have much.
These, you guys, maintenance phase. Look, but this is just lower carb options, really. See how it works? So we go from working out, a bit more carbohydrate, acute recovery, and then we flow into the maintenance phase, lower carbohydrate. And that's how the program works. Simple, isn't it?
I've never really thought about like post-workout continuing the next day. Like if I do my evening workout, I've never thought about what I'm eating the next morning that leads on from what I've done the night before.
Yeah.
I just think of it as a new day.
That's it.
Yeah.
Although that said, if you look here, that's right. When you've had your well, that's actually true. We actually know for yourself, because even if a later workout, it will actually finish. The acute recovery will finish, so that when you start the next day, here's your workout here before dinner. You are in maintenance.
Right. Okay.
Right. So you're not still. So here, you see you've got the omelette. We've got a lower carb. Yeah. So the maintenance, even with the dinner exercise, the maintenance will move. Acute recovery will move into the evening snack, and then the next day you're in maintenance. And you're in maintenance until your next workout, which could be the same day.
Hold on. Can you say that again?
Yes, can.
So the acute recovery breakfast, when do you have that? After your workout.
Yep. So your breakfast, if it's an acute recovery, has high carbohydrate because you've worked out. You're allowed to now.
So that's before.
So that's if you.
But if you've done it at night, your breakfast is your maintenance.
You've got to adjust your carbs. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's how these phases work. Yeah. So we just start now. The idea is we can just start to break up the day, and what this ideally helps you do is understand more about this carb adjusting. Oh yeah, okay. So I've got this worked out. Cool. Well, now I've got the next 3 hours. I can have a bit more carb if I feel like it, and then I've got to start tapering things down. And then maybe if it's the weekend, damn it, I'm going to have some carb treats because you've been tracking well. Remember, you've got 10% flexibility.
So what you're also saying then, Dr. Nick, is that as you're planning your meals, you're also planning your exercise, aren't you?
I can't do that.
Yeah, that's my problem too. My exercise is just all over the place.
Yeah, and yes, I guess that's ideal, Jolene. But I'm confident here, you guys, that once you really start to get a grasp of what's happening here, you can adjust on the fly. So if your day goes astray, and I've had this happen, it's not ideal, but sometimes workouts get thrown either out the window or it's like, oh damn, I can't do lunchtime today, or it's got to be later in the afternoon. So what I'll do is this. I've got my food planned, of course, so I'll go, alright, so I cut my lunch, so I won't have a full lunch. So I'll literally cut it in half, or I'll even have less than half. Just enough to get through, and I'll save it because last thing I'll do is go into that afternoon workout and I'm like, oh man, I'm still burning lunch down. It's just the worst case scenario. It just is detrimental. And then I will have a very large afternoon tea after the workout. Sometimes you have to, and then you might, if you don't have enough carbohydrate food, that's easy. I mean, there's carb foods everywhere. Just go and grab, a muesli bar or some bread, or we have some Wheat Bix sitting there in our office. I guess that's ideal. So, oh good, I know I've got a carb backup if I need it. So if you have a few things sitting at work, I always have a Nutrimeal at work. Nuts and seeds. I've always got those with me. I've always got some backup food options. Team, that's it.
Your children have
Yeah,
bellies,
absolutely, Marissa. Yep, they do. And they get their breakfast out, and they're a bit better now. You've got to be careful with kids in LSA because if they grab it, they can just. And next thing they've got a mountain of it. It's like, oh no, it's not that much, guys, and you got to help them understand that it's just a sprinkle. But definitely, they love it.
So just like a teaspoon or something.
Yeah, it's 2, even 3 teaspoons is fine.
I've got no bit of sugar in there.